Hi, welcome back to the Trina L. Martin Show, where I share the tools and the mindset needed to shift in order to achieve the next level in life. Now, this is going to be a different video because I've been asked the question, so I decided to make a short video to help those of you out. I travel a lot, and I travel around the world, and I have traveled the U.S. But what I find that I get asked most frequently when I travel is, who are you here with? How did who did you come with? Do you have a travel companion? And I say, no, I'm alone. And many women are just shocked that I have gotten on a plane and gone to another country, or I'm out and about. So I want to help all you ladies out there who are having a fear of traveling internationally alone. I want to set your mind at ease, and I want to give you a few steps to go to help start you out so that you can take your trip and get to your destination. So let's start. I love Madrid. Madrid is my all-time favorite place to travel to in the world. So for this example, we're going to use Madrid. Now, the first thing that you want to do now, before I start, remember, Google is your friend in so many cases, and especially when traveling. So I want to go to Madrid in June. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get on Google, and I'm going to Google weather in Madrid in June, because I want to know what the weather is. Maybe it's going to be too hot and I don't want to be there. Maybe it's going to be raining. You want to find out what the weather is going to be in your location. And once you find out what the weather is going to be, then that'll dictate when you want to hone in your dates and when you want to travel, things like that. So once you have what the weather is, then you can start narrowing down your dates. And I highly recommend, when booking your travel, is to avoid the American airline carriers like the plague. They are just rude, and the customer service is horrible. It's horrible when you fly domestically. So just imagine that times 10, 12, 14 hours. You're going to be miserable. I personally, my tip is, when I travel internationally, I always travel on the foreign carriers. Lufthansa is my favorite carrier. It's German, and it travels throughout Europe, but I love them. I've had the best experience with them. And most foreign carriers, they're still of the mindset of customer service. Imagine that. So they look at it as, whether you've purchased a first class ticket or a coach ticket, you've paid for the ticket, and they're going to make your flying experience very enjoyable. So every foreign carrier I've been on, I've had a absolutely just amazing flight. The crew has been nice and amazing. The food is not bad for airplane food, and it's just a different experience. So you're gonna know your weather. You're gonna book your plane ticket. Then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna book lodging, and your lodging could be dictated on the places that you want to go and attractions you want to see. But all of the major hotel chains, such as Marriott, Hyatt, Hilton, the Radisson Blues, they're all around the world. So what I would suggest is, before we go into lodging, what I would suggest is that if you don't know the language, learn the language, or at least learn enough so that when you go out into the city, that the people see that at least you're trying. Because yes, even though English is the universal language of the world, most places that you go to overseas, unlike us in America, they want to see that you speak their native tongue. They want to at least see that you try, because then that tells them that you have done your homework, you really want to be there and immersed in the culture. So yes, they probably do speak English, but if you at least attempt to speak their language, they will give you a pass and help you, or they may even break down and say, okay, I know English. So at least try to learn the language. I'm not going to say you're going to be fluent by the time you go, but at least try. So, back to the lodging. The major chain hotels are across the world. So, if you don't speak the language or you don't speak it well, I would suggest staying at one of the major hotels, the Marriotts, the Hiltons, things of that nature, because the staff are usually very, very well spoken and fluent in English as well as other languages. But then they're also going to have all the amenities, the executive lounges, the pool, things like that that you're used to that you may want to take part in. Now, I have stayed at both. I have stayed at the major chains, and I have also stayed at the local boutique kind of hotels, and they have been amazing as well. They give you that vibe and that feeling of the place that you are in and the culture. You get to interact more with the local people. It's not such a big tourist area, so you're getting more authentic experience. But you also have to speak the language 9 times out of 10 because they may not speak English very well. But I like that as well. And also some of the things that you do need to be aware of is some of the hotels that are local, some are very minimal. So they may not have a pool and a weight room and all those things that you're used to. So like anything else, do your research. Google is your friend. So you've got your hotel, you know what your weather is, you got your flight. The next thing you want to do is you want to see what's going on at your destination at the time you're going to be there. What sites do you want to see? Where do you want to go? Do you want to take part in a group excursion? Do you just want to be on your own and walk around? Do you want to take pictures? You want to eat some of the places? All of those things. TripAdvisor is a great place to start. You can go in and you can search and you can get reviews on comments on the places, on excursions. They'll tell you what's good at this time of year to see. They'll have tickets. Sometimes you can even book a group tourist package through TripAdvisor. I love TripAdvisor. I use TripAdvisor all the time, especially when I travel internationally. And even when I get in country, I use TripAdvisor because it's an app on your phone and it can geolocate and tell you, okay, you're here, so here's the thing that's near you. Once you get in country, hold on, let me backtrack a little bit. Before you go, I will highly suggest, and I can't recall the website offhand now, but Homeland Security has a website where you can go in and put your name and your email and the countries that you intend to travel to, and they will send you periodic email alerts on the security and the culture that's going on at the time in that country. So whether there's unrest or there's a terrorist activity or what may be going on at the time, they can tell you whether it's safe to go there or they don't recommend it or they totally hands down don't want any Americans traveling there. So that's probably the first place, the very first place that you should start. Now, you got the logistics out the way, but you need a passport. And I thought about, well, yeah, people know that, but let me say it because if you've never been out the country, I just don't assume that. Some people may not know that. So you want to get you a passport. So if you don't have one now, you need to go and apply for one and give yourself time because it takes a while to get your passport application approved and everything processed. So going back to once you get to your destination and you're in country, go see the sights, do all the things, see all the places, but I do recommend, ladies, that you bring walking shoes. Now those cute little espadrilles and wedges and those high heels, save those for the day that you're not going too far and you don't have to walk. Bring some comfortable walking shoes because unlike the US, foreign countries, people walk. So they get out and they walk and they do things. They enjoy the weather. They enjoy the culture. So you want to have some comfortable shoes. Another thing that I highly recommend is that you get out and you see the country during the day as well as night because you'll get a different feel of not only the country but the people, and some of the landmarks that you'll see at night don't look like they look in the daytime. I went to Budapest earlier this year, and I went out a day and I went out at night, and let me tell you, it's the most beautiful place at night. I have never seen a place that was so lit up and so beautiful. So you won't know that unless you get out and see that. So those are the things that I recommend you do to start planning your trip internationally. Now, if there are any other questions or things in your mind that you feel that you want to know that maybe I didn't answer, please leave them in the comments below. You can always IM me directly. I am on Facebook and LinkedIn. Check out my website, trinamartin.com. I also have a podcast. It's called Trina Talk, and it's for motivating women. So that's also a great place too. If you just need some weekly inspiration, you can listen to that as well. But I wanted to get these travel steps and tips out to you because I don't want you sitting at home waiting on the knight on the white horse to come and rescue you, or your perfect husband or your travel companion, because who knows when that person is going to come along. You want to get out, you want to live your life, you want to be grateful, and you want to smell the roses, and who knows, maybe while you're out there doing that, you will meet that person. So I hope this was helpful to you. But remember, until next time, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Keep striving, because success is a journey, not a destination.